If you're of the Church of Jesus Christ and you're still going, for instance, to these concerts that God said will be claiming lives, like the way those 75 people just died for nothing in the Dominican Republic. The nightclub roof just collapsed as they were in there drinking and celebrating. And several famous people, I think even an NBA player that was down there on vacation and everything, as well as famous stars and everybody that was in that nightclub, they died. A stage collapsed in Nigeria. The whole thing just fell forward and people were screaming and running away. The most famous witch in America is, I found out through subscribers, once again trying to siphon and vacuum your coins out of you, Madam Beyonce Knowles Carter. That woman has bills to pay, and you guys out there that keep going are her free GoFundMe because you lack wisdom and you have no understanding in a time where wisdom is more precious than money and understanding is more precious than gold and silver. The prophecy for today is from May the 2nd, 2025. Very brief dreams that I had, and the title is called Church Attacks and the Coming of the Nephilim. Church Attacks and the Coming of the Nephilim. And what I saw in this dream, it really gave me pause for thought, because normally I always speak of dreams and I tell you that dreams are basically the free checkup of where you are in life. There's a prophecy on this channel called Dreams Part 1, Dreams Part 2. It's nothing but a collection of multiple prophecies of things that will be happening. And I think the most famous thing that has already come to pass is that the planes will be falling out of the sky, literally dropping out of the sky. Air traffic controller accidents, they make an error and then planes will nearly collide. Planes will have technical errors before they take off, and those are the lucky planes. And we've been seeing tons of those around the world. That's the most famous clip from that prophecy. But there were a lot of things in that prophecy that God was talking about, including natural disasters, including the collision of ships and things like that. But when I do take the time to talk about what dreams are basically a free checkup from the spirit realm, okay, whether it's the negative part of the spiritual realm or the positive part of the spiritual realm. Dreams are a free checkup to show you where you are. So if you are well dressed here in the real world, you have a pretty good job, you are well dressed, well kitted out, you maybe have a fancy car or a decent car, you go to work, but you keep dreaming of yourself in rags. You keep dreaming of yourself in tatters. You keep dreaming of yourself sometimes stark naked. You keep dreaming of yourself sometimes in sexual encounters. You keep dreaming of yourself whereby you're having sex with people willingly. You can see that you're willingly doing it, or you can see that people are having sex with you against your will. People just sleep with you. Sometimes women, they will dream that men sleep with them in the dreams and populate them with these babies that they absolutely hate. What it's showing you is that on the outside, you appear to be well put together. You appear to be doing very well, but spiritually, you're suffering what is known as spiritual robbery. If anyone can take control of your body, especially sexually, where it's always supposed to be with your consent and also with the right mind, full understanding. If you see someone who has Down syndrome and you see them being, for instance, we hear so many cases of them in homes where they're being cared for, and then these predatory aides, right? AIDS, meaning assistants, staff, they start sleeping with 16 and 14-year-old Down syndrome babies, and then all of a sudden these young women pop up pregnant with no understanding of what has happened. That is forced predatory sexual behavior. If that is happening to you in your dreams, for instance, you do well in life, but then in your dreams you find that you have no power. In your dreams you find that you have no strength. It basically is telling you that your natural life is rubbish. For most people, they navigate by how well they're doing. They navigate by where they live. Oh, I live in this zip code. Oh, I live in this kind of house. Oh, I live in this kind of gated apartment, gated complex. You know, we have one of those booms that you have to raise up with a security guard, and then you drive in. You have to put a code in to get into our subdivision. It doesn't matter about all those things. What does it profit a man if he gain the whole world and then he lose his soul? If you are naked in the spirit, that means that you don't even have the basic functionality of personal rights to keep your clothes on. You don't. It means that you may have everything in life outside, but you're suffering what is known as spiritual robbery. The simplest way to put spiritual robbery is that the demons are basically doing cartwheels through your life. Whee! Cartwheel here, cartwheel there. You dream that you are being forced to eat. You find yourself always eating in dream. That is the operation of spiritual witchcraft. It is very easy to initiate people in their dreams. It means that you are so weak spiritually that you cannot even prevent witches. They will give you food that looks like food, but then that meat, that chicken, that beef that you're eating, it's literal flesh. And because those who manipulate in the spiritual realm know that they cannot bring you a baby's thigh, a baby's hand, or a man's private parts and put it on a plate and say, take, eat. They literally warp or manipulate the appearance of the image of the thing to your sleeping mind. And then you take and eat, and then you take and sip, and you're drinking blood. Next thing you know, you can't stop following that woman. Next thing you know, you can't stop giving your entire salary to that man in the church or that woman in the church, because they've already initiated you. Even outside, it doesn't even have to be somebody that you know. It can be a family member. They do witchcraft on you. Basically, if you find yourself naked, you find yourself sick, you find yourself not having much spiritual strength in your dreams, it's giving you a heads up. It's giving you a very clear understanding of where you stand spiritually, and that means that you don't have any armor in your dreams. If you cannot fight, if you come across an opponent is bum rushing you in the dream, and you cannot fight, you just find yourself like, it means that you have no strength. Proverbs says that in the day of adversity, if you have no strength, or if you faint, then your strength is small indeed. Meaning that in the good times, nobody has need of strength. Strength is absolutely necessary for the day of attack, for the day of adversity, for the day of hardships, for the day of disaster that even Psalm 91 talks about. The calamity that strikes at noonday. What does that tell you? The calamity that strikes at noonday is directly in Psalm 91. That should tell sleepy, blind Christians who are, oh, God is looking after me. He don't play about me. Listen, you can die young and God can still be God on the throne. You can die before you hit your 20th birthday and he's going to still be God all day. The person that God doesn't play about, he doesn't play about me. The only person that God doesn't play about is Jesus Christ.